Good morning, greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and sometimes deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your health and vitality and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health challenge. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 33 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes, hypertension, obesity, skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure, because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, if you want to wean yourself off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, if you have questions about the longevity products, formulations, ingredients, something you may have heard about, read about, or if you just have a success story you'd like to share, want to contribute to our conversation, call 844-236-6010. That is our number, and we love hearing from you, 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470, or head to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. Purchase products right off the site, or sign up to join the Brightside Ben team off the site as well. And don't forget to take a look at our Truth Skin Health products at truthtreatments.com. Have new products coming out, specials that we're running. Also have a blog at truthtreatments.com. And if you're interested in kick-butt skin health products, not skin care products. We're not caring for the skin. We're upregulating the health of the skin. We're just changing the health. This isn't superficial. For too long, we've been using skin care products that just treat the skin superficially. Because really, we didn't really know much about the skin. This is kind of ironic. You know how they say you don't know much about the ocean, even though we know more about Mars and outer space than we know about the ocean. It's likewise with the skin. We know more about the inside of the body than we know about the skin. The skin is an organ of mystery. And it was only about maybe 50 years ago that we really started to dive into the mysteries of the skin. I've been studying the skin now since 1982. My job when I worked for Blistex was to go to the library. That was one of my jobs, was to go to the library and do research. So I've been researching the skin and studying ingredients for a long, long time, since I was 22 years old, almost 40 years. And it's amazing what we know about the skin today that we didn't know 40 years ago. I remember doing research on retinol and retinoids in the early 1980s. So it was for maybe 10 papers on the retinoids. 15 papers or something like that. Now there's thousands on the retinoids in skincare. Peptides in the skin and moisture factors in the skin and how the skin cells divide. All these are, nobody knew any of this stuff when skincare was invented in the middle of the 19th century. The modern skincare world, we'll say. People have been taking care of their skin since caveman days. But the modern version of skincare, the skincare industry, was born in the late 1800s when industrial capacity was starting to get to the point where they had all these factories and they needed to make them work. And they had all these workers and they wanted to put them to work. And there was a lot more money and there was marketing. And that's another thing. It's interesting how the rise of the skincare industry paralleled the rise of psychology. There's a relationship between our understanding of how the human mind works from a psychological perspective and how we take care of our skin and how we address the skin and how we the kind of products and procedures and things we do things we purchase and do to our skin. It kind of arose with advertising and marketing and psychology and all of these kinds of advances that were made in how human beings live their lives and conduct their business from a scientific perspective. And so when Helena Rubinstein, she's the gal who started the whole skincare, the modern skincare paradigm, if you will, was started by Helena Rubinstein in the late 1800s. She started selling skincare, as a way of supporting women's psyches. It was psychological. Skincare was about psychology, not about physiology. Because Helena Rubinstein, God love her, didn't know about physiology, but she knew about psychology. She knew how to take care of women. She knew that women were feeling kind of disenfranchised. In fact, they were disenfranchised. They couldn't vote. They couldn't be seen out in public by themselves, and they couldn't smoke. They couldn't do a lot of things. And so Helena Rubinstein, by the way, the whole women's suffrage movement and the women's liberation movement began around the same time, late 1800s, early 1900s, as all of this was developing. So skincare became kind of a psychological, a business that leveraged psychology, not physiology. It wasn't taking care of people's skin or women's skin or people's skin. It was taking care of women's psychologies. Skincare was about psychology from the very get-go, from the very beginning. And we're stuck in that. And yes, I recognize there's a psychological component, but it's a health issue too. And ironically, when you take care of the health of it, you'll take care of the psychological aspects as well, because your skin will really look good. When you take care of the health of the skin, it will really look good. You don't have to pretend. Helena Rubinstein had to pretend. You don't have to. But if you're still using Helena Rubinstein's 1880 products or derivatives of, which 99% of people are still using, 99.9%, unless they're using the truth. That's why I came up with the truth, was to allow people to really take advantage of the skin as a physiological system, not as an organ of adornment, or not as a surface that could help your psyche, but really to address the health. When you take care of it that way, on that level, it does look good. You get everything you want. You got to understand how the skin is put together, how it's constructed, the architecture of the skin, the physiology of the skin, the biochemistry of the skin, the biology of the skin. Skin is a brain. The skin is a kidney. The skin is an immune organ. The skin is so many different things. The skin is almost like a microcosm of the entire body. It makes all the hormones of the entire body. Do you think Helena Rubinstein knew this? Of course not. If you're still using Helena Rubinstein's products, you're not leveraging the skin as an endocrine organ, as an organ that makes hormones. Cortisol, insulin, dopamine, serotonin, stress hormone, that is, blood sugar hormone, brain hormones, hormones of well-being. If you're not touched, your hormones suffer. This is another aspect of skincare that we're unconsciously leveraging. We like rubbing stuff on our skin. It feels good to touch your skin. It feels good to touch yourself. You have wonderful neural sensations and biochemicals of pleasure and comfort. That's why people, when they're stressed, will touch their skin. They'll rub their lips. Lips are really rich in these hormones of satisfaction and pleasure. Go figure. The lips are unbelievable. If you really want to, people do this unconsciously, but if you can do this consciously, just touch your lips really lightly. You'll activate your vagus nerve, which we're going to talk about here in a little bit. You activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxation nervous system. Touch your lips very lightly on the top. And that's very interesting, too, is light touch stimulates different kind of hormones than pressing or than rubbing. The body will secrete very important pleasure hormones and love hormones and healing hormones when you're touched lightly. There's actually a healing modality called therapeutic touch. And Reiki actually does not quite, Reiki's a little bit above the skin. That's more like with the energy bodies, but therapeutic touch actually touches the skin. Skin has all kinds of electromagnetic energy, like a cat's whiskers. The skin has microscopic whisper and even hairs. The hairs are also that way. If you ever had goosebumps, you've seen some of these tiny little hairs that are connected to the nervous system. When you're freaked out, you'll get goosebumps. So touching your skin very lightly disturbs the electrical field that's on the surface of the skin by moving the tiny little hairs, some that you see, some that you can't see. This disturbance activates hormonal chemistry that's different from pressing. It feels really good to have light touch. Women know this, by the way. Women know this intuitively. Women are in touch with their bodies. They touch very lightly. Women understand that whole idea that you get this pleasure sensation. You can actually pet yourself when you do that. I'm doing it right now. It's how very relaxing. Anyway, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. Okay, we're back on the bright side. Got lines open for you. We have a guest coming up at the bottom of the hour. Maybe about a month, about 2 months ago, I got to sample some banana drink. This is the latest thing now, banana drink. Bananas are pretty interesting fruit. Banana is actually the most popular fruit in the world, and it's just kind of fascinating fruit. It looks really interesting. Certainly, you can't confuse a banana for anything else, like a tangerine you can confuse with an orange. Bananas are very unique. They have have their own little carrying case and package, and it's the marketer's dream, a banana. These days, the bananas that we eat are not quite the same as the bananas that human beings grew up on. They're kind of they've been genetically modified to be super duper sweet, and that kind of takes some of the value away from them. Nonetheless, they're really, really packed with nutrition. They're packed with good sugars, they're packed with fiber, and of course everybody knows, or a lot of people know, that they've got lots of potassium, and bananas are getting set to be the next big thing, at least banana drinks. And bananas are really good for the digestive system, as most moms know. They're a good source of prebiotics, as it turns out. So we're going to talk to Steve Gellerman about his banana product. Steve is the founder of Ian's Natural Foods, and they have the first non-dairy milk made from whole bananas. We're talking bananas. Probably, if not my favorite fruit, one of my favorite fruits. We'll do that at the bottom of the hour. Take your calls this segment, 844-236-6010. We do have lines open for you. If you want to purchase longevity products, call 866-735-2470 or go to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. And for Truth Skin Health products, go to truthtreatments.com. Everything your skin needs and nothing it doesn't. We've been talking about the skin now for a couple of months, and I will continue talking about it because that's the organ I know best, number one. No, I know a lot about the whole body, but skin is the one I study the most. And also because the skin is a microcosm of the entire body, and the mistakes we make treating the skin are like a dramatic, extreme version of the mistakes we make treating the body. We treat the body symptomatically. We treat the skin symptomatically. The skin is extreme because everybody sees the skin, so we're like terrified. People would rather have heart disease than have psoriasis. And, there's a psychological aspect to that because we are conditioned from an evolutionary biology standpoint to reject people based on their skin. That was a sign of disease, and it is a sign of disease. Psoriasis is a sign of disease. It doesn't mean you have to be rejected, but from an evolutionary biology standpoint, it's in the back of our head somewhere, and so we're freaked about the skin. And because nobody teaches us about how the darn thing works, even dermatologists don't, nobody talks to us about exactly the mechanisms inside the skin, we're left trusting the nice lady at the department store or the movie star who looks pretty. So we think by association we'll use her melon extract that grows off the coast of France and is picked by some plastic surgeon once a year and put in his products. I mean, that's Cindy Crawford. I mean, you're not going to look like Cindy Crawford. That's not what the point of skincare is. It shouldn't be to turn you into Cindy Crawford. That's absurd. It should be to make your skin healthy so it glows and radiates and you look healthy and you look vibrant. Doesn't that sound good? And your skin is smooth and your complexion is clear. It's happy skin. I call it happy skin. Happy skin, happy body. Happy body, happy skin. Works the same way. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll get to Steve Gellerman at the bottom of the hour. Let's see. Let's go to Shirley in Florida, see what Shirley has to say. Good morning, Shirley. What's going on?
Hi, sweetie. I feel like you're my new best friend.
Is that right? Are you just listening? You're just now starting?
No, I talked to you the other day. I've talked to you several times. I'm from Florida.
Have we talked? Have we talked on the radio? We've talked.
Yes.
Okay. So I haven't talked to you in person or on the phone or anything.
No.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I have talked to you on the phone the other day about the estrogen.
We talked on the phone. You called me, or I called you?
I called you.
Okay, go ahead. So did I help you? I think I vaguely remember. I talked to a lot of folks, but I vaguely remember.
Yeah, you told me about. I was asking you what information to look up, and you told me about Ray.
I told you to look at.
Yeah.
What did I tell you to look up?
What's his name? I'm forgetting right now. The older gentleman, Ray or Roy.
Oh, Ray P.
Yeah,
Ray P and estrogen. Yeah, Ray P. Real quickly, let me just tell the listeners. Ray P. I don't agree with everything he talks about. He says some weird things to me, and he's a brilliant guy though. And he talks a lot about estrogen, and he recognizes. He's the first guy I read that recognized, and we learned this in pharmacy school, that estrogen is an inflammatory substance, And he doesn't talk about the catechol estrogens too much, but when estrogen is not processed correctly, that's where we run into a problem. And Ray doesn't mention this, but this is from pharmacy. This is how I put it, how I teach it, that estrogen has to be cleared out of the body, and when it's not cleared out correctly because of constipation mostly, or sometimes liver problems, or sluggish blood, when it's not cleared out correctly, that's where you run into problems like cancer, like fibrocystic breasts. I remember I asked you about you said you had fibroids. Was that you? We were talking, and I asked you about...
I had gotten red spots. Yeah, well, go ahead. Tell me what you're going to tell you, and then I'll tell you what I got.
It's the excretion of the estrogen and the processing of the estrogen that it runs awry. Ray talks about estrogen as being pro-inflammatory, and it does have some pro-inflammatory processes, but it's when it's not eliminated out of the body quickly, that's where we run into the big problems. It produces, there's a secondary, or there's a intermediate metabolite called a catechol estrogen, and those build up, and those are the real problematic estrogens that are responsible for cancer, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, general inflammation, autoimmunity. I mean, estrogen is a real big problem if it's not cleared out, and it's behind a lot of health challenges. Go ahead, though, Shirley. How can I help you? Because we're going to run out of time.
Okay, yeah. So I have had a whole lot of health problems through the years, but things have gotten a whole lot better. But the estrogen, I think I told you, the doctor told me to double up on my hormones. Well, I did, and I got brown spots all over, got little red moles, and so I decided to stop everything and give my body a chance to clear out, because obviously you had said before that estrogen makes things grow. So I put that together, and I thought this has got to be what this is. Well, I've been off of it for about 2 months now. I have an appointment with the doctor soon, got my blood work and all. Everything's low, way, way low. I feel terrible. The hot flashes are unbelievable.
Okay, get on. Let me get you real quick. Let me help you real quick, okay?
Go ahead.
Hot flashes need to be regarded as a sign that your cortisol is spiking, that you're stressed out. And usually sugar is a problem. Stop eating sugar. So you'll notice that and I don't mean just sugar. I mean anything that spikes your blood sugar, okay? Calm the body down. So you have you got to relax the body. Sugar will hype up the body. Cortisol, stress hormone, will hype up the body. Estrogen will hype up the body. You may get temporary when your estrogen goes up. Your catechol estrogens temporarily, you'll feel them less, and so that's why estrogen works. But progesterone is much better. Progesterone.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Get on progesterone. It works for hot flashes.
Right, I was taking that for years, so I went off of everything because it gave me a little bit of progesterone.
Get back on the progesterone.
Okay,
Get back on it.
Yeah,
well, there's many more things. And calm the body down. Think cortisol, that's stress hormone, okay?
Right.
And think insulin, that's blood sugar hormones. If you have digestive issues, correct those. Make sure you're having regular bowel movements. Use progesterone cream. I'd probably be using all vitamin A, vitamin E, all the fatty vitamins, the whole nutritional supplement program. Magnesium is very important for the estrogen system.
Okay,
the hormone
cream,
boron.
Right?
I'm sorry, the mineral boron. Go ahead.
Estrogen cream, because yesterday, I mean,
I wouldn't use it. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you were if you were my mom or my wife or my girlfriend, I wouldn't tell you not to. I got to go, Shirley. Call back tomorrow. I'd love to talk to you. Thanks. Have a beautiful day. All right, we'll be back on the bright side with Steve Gellerman right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. Pharmacist Ben here. Thanks for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com. Have 9 years of archives, daily shows archived, lots of health information. A search engine is up as well. And also we have blog posts, news stories, videos, lots of free stuff, free information, as well as the longevity products at brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, and criticalhealthnews.com. And don't forget to take a look at our skin health products at truthtreatments.com. Never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, water, silicone, nothing your skin doesn't need or doesn't want in any of our Truth Skin Health products. Everything your skin needs and nothing it doesn't. Truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. All right, I'm excited to talk to our next guest, Banana Man, I'm going to call him. He is the founder of a banana company, I guess you'd say. It's called Banana Wave, makers of the first non-dairy milk made from whole bananas. And I got to say, it's about time somebody came up with something like this. I've been putting bananas in my smoothies. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been putting bananas in your smoothies. And Bananas, everybody just seems to love bananas. When I want to make a skin health product smell good, I'll put a touch of banana flavor, fragrance in there sometimes. And then if I want to make a food taste good, I'll put a little bit of banana flavoring in it. Bananas everybody loves bananas. Of course, they look beautiful. And we're going to talk a little bit about banana milk and bananas and the nutritional benefits of bananas with Steve Gellerman, CEO, Banana Wave. Good morning. Welcome to the Bright Side, Steve.
Good. Thank you very much, Ben. Thanks for having me, and to everybody out there, Happy New Year.
Yes, thank you very much. And bananas, I bet you didn't know this, Steve. Bananas, the Latin name for bananas means fruit of the wise man. Did you know that? Musa sapienta.
No, actually, I didn't know that, but I have
cool?
a pen in my hand. I'm adding that to my list.
Fruit of the wise. Isn't that cool, though? Fruit of the wise man. Because you can imagine ancient people probably looked at the banana and they were like, this is so substantial. It's so meaty. It's such an amazing piece of fruit, I guess you would say. But it's actually an herb, I guess, bananas. They're not really fruit.
Yeah. The banana tree is actually not a tree. It's the world's largest herb, which is kind of weird. Everybody always thought they were trees, but they're not.
Yeah, it's an herb. Do bananas have seeds?
They do have seeds, but the what do you call it, the seedless watermelon, and they have all that. So they've bred the banana over years and years to have smaller and smaller seeds. So that's why everybody thinks they're seedless, but if you really look in the center of the banana, you can actually see the tiny, tiny seeds in there.
I wonder if the seeds are good for you, if they have health benefits like other seeds, you think?
That's a good question. I don't know. And you know something? When they make banana puree, even though the seeds are tiny, we actually have to screen all the seeds out.
Oh.
So actually, we actually have a good source of seeds. So, I'm going to have to look into that. That's a great idea.
Wait a minute. You have a bunch of
bananas?
You have a bunch of banana seeds?
I got hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Will you send me some? If I give you my address,
sure.
Can you send me some?
Of course.
Send me some
I have
banana
your address.
seeds. Will you please send me? Can you send a pound?
I can send 10 pounds.
Don't send me a pound. Let me see them. I might do something with them.
Okay.
See, maybe because I bet you it does have some nutritional value. There's got to be something maybe for skincare. Yeah, it must have some. So how did you get into bananas of all things? I mean, bananas.
Well, first, I've been in the food industry, the natural food industry, for a very long time. And, back to, I don't know if the listeners out there have ever heard of Ian's Natural Foods before, but I named that after my son when he was 4. And I kind of got hooked on that. And it was the old, I've got a kid, and I look at what's out there to feed him. And, I took action and made food that, was good for him. And we did so many firsts back then. I mean, without getting into the boring stuff. We invented the all-white meat chicken nugget and all that kind of stuff. I mean, back then, you'd go to, like, a McDonald's or whatever, or Tyson, or you'd bite into a chicken nugget. It would be gray, and all this juice would run out. I don't even want to get into the stories of why, but I came out with an all-white meat one, and now everybody has it. That's the standard. But anyway, so I've been in this industry forever, and I love bananas. And I owned a manufacturing facility. That's where I've done my whole life, and I love developing products. So I live in Florida, and I actually live right down the street from Florida Atlantic University. And they had a contest there for the students to come up with the best product and the best business plan. And these kids won, and a friend of mine was on the judging panel, calls me up, and he says, you got to come over and check this. This was the banana milk. He says, you got to come over and check this out. These kids, they made this banana milk. This stuff is great. And, of course, I'm thinking to myself, banana milk? I mean, what is that? So I'm like, okay. So I literally just walked down the street and went over, and they handed it to me. And I got to tell you, it was like drinking a liquid banana. The stuff was amazing. And then they started to tell me how it was like, it's the better banana. I'm like, well, what's a better banana? They're like, well, there's oats and vitamins and flavorings and all that kind of stuff. And I just kept drinking it. And there was a strawberry banana one and a chocolate banana one. And the stuff was just amazing. And somehow we raised money and turned it into a business. Everyone loves it.
Now, a couple questions here. First of all, What year did you start doing? Did you start your Ian's and the whole natural food thing like in the '80s when the whole health business started to get going here? Do you know who Doug somebody? What was Doug's last name from Boulder Natural Foods Insider? That guy, or the Natural Foods guy?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I know who you're talking about.
You know him,
his
Doug
last
Green.
name, but yeah,
Doug
it is
Green.
Doug. No, I started in the late. like '89.
Okay.
I think.
Okay,
But
now
I remember going to, there's a huge, all industries have their trade shows, but this one's called the Natural Expo. There's one on the East Coast and West Coast every year, and the West Coast one is the largest in the world. And when I started doing the show, it was one floor in the basement of this building, and there was maybe 100 or so people showing. And last year, it's every March, so the next one's coming up soon. Not only do they occupy the entire building, you're talking 4 or 5 floors of this convention center, and there's huge hotels that always flank the convention centers. They rented out floors in the convention, in the hotels, and they took over everything. And I think this year is the first year they're opening. They just built a new convention center right next to the old one, so I'm not sure what they're doing this year, but it's grown. It's just grown. People, you see it out there all the time. It's the trend worldwide to eat healthier foods, and it's just everywhere now.
I had the misfortune of attending about 10 years ago, 12 years ago. It was undoable. It was so amazing. I can't even imagine what it's like 12 years later. And back then it was 2 floors. It was the Anaheim Convention Center. It was 2 floors, and it was just. Yeah. I've been there, and like I say, Doug Green, he used to use my skin health products. It all started in Boulder, Colorado, of all places. Just this whole health. That's where Doug started the Natural Foods Expo out of. He had a company called New Hope, and he was publishing Delicious Magazine. I don't know if you remember Delicious Magazine.
No, but New Hope that's still what they call it today.
It's right here in Boulder. So anyway, I want to get into talking about bananas because there's so much to talk about here. Tell me a little bit about the digestive benefits of bananas, and we have to take a break, so we'll have to continue. Oh, there's our break. So I want to talk about the digestive benefits of bananas, and then everybody knows, or a lot of people know, about the potassium and the electrolytes. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. We're talking to Steve Gellerman. Banana Wave is his company, and he's got himself a really tasty drink. I've had it myself. It's very, very delicious stuff. Banana Wave. Steve will continue when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We will return right after this. On the bright side, Pharmacist Ben here. We're talking to Steve Gellerman from Banana Wave. Steve, I want to talk about the digestive system and bananas. Most people know, most moms know anyway, that you can soothe the digestive problem or a queasy stomach with a little bit of banana. What's going on there? So
bananas are, and I'm sure you've heard many times, or so have I, bananas are the perfect fruit. It's a superfood and so on, but what a lot of people don't know is they're loaded in probiotics, which is great for your gut health, and it increases the friendly bacteria. They're high in fiber, so they're good for your digestive health, and it actually adds in weight loss because, as we all know, more fiber keeps you fuller longer, and it doesn't spike your sugar or anything like that, so that's great for you. But some other benefits, too. Bananas are loaded in pectin. It's known as one of the anti-aging fruits because it removes the heavy metals and toxins from your body. But when pectins also retain the moisture, and it plumps your skin and makes you look younger. So there's a lot of good benefits out there.
So would you say a banana a day keeps the doctor away?
Yeah, I'm sure you do, and I know so many people who eat a banana a day. It's ridiculous, and I can't tell you how many of them we've converted from eating a banana a day to drinking Banana Wave every day. We always like to say we built the better banana. We added oats and vitamins, and it's just delicious. It's got a little vanilla in there, and you can take it wherever you go. Drink it before or during or after a workout. I sip mine throughout a workout. It keeps the energy. You get the calories from the drink during your workout. It's much better than drinking water. It's just a great thing. And I my slogan is always, we built the better banana, and I think we truly did.
How many calories?
It ranges per serving, but I think it's between 80 and 90 calories per serving, which is, not terrible at all.
80 and 90 calories per serving.
There's a lot of banana in there.
And now, how does the calories come from the banana, though, right?
Most of them do, yeah. There, full disclosure, there is a tiny bit of added sugar in there because when we do the process of the purification of not purification, what do you call it? You grind up the bananas or liquefy them or whatever. Puree, that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay,
you puree the bananas. There's a process, and it loses some of the sweetness, so we just put that sweetness back in again.
Got it. And then the fiber probably makes it incredibly filling.
Oh, I tell you, they come in a 32-ounce container. It's a shelf-stable product, but you got to drink. I like it cold. I drink it cold. But so every morning, when you mentioned earlier smoothies, I can take just a glass, like an 8-ounce glass, for breakfast, and you'd be surprised at how long it keeps you full for. Not like full, like, oh my God, I'm full, I can't believe it. I mean, it carries you through to lunch. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really does what it's supposed to do. It's delicious. It tastes great, and you're not hungry. I mean, if you're on the go and sick and tired of eating those dry bars, and you're just looking to put in something to change it up a little, it's a great additive.
And where how's it available everywhere, kind of thing? Is it distributed? What's the deal?
We're not everywhere, but I mean we're just we're in Amazon now. We actually just shipped our first order now that it's going to be supplied by Amazon. So all the Prime members now will be able to get the free shipping. I think we're going live in a couple of days. But, we do ship nationally. So if anybody goes into a store and they don't have it, you can just ask the store manager to bring it in. They can get it. We have the distribution. But, we're in most of the majors between the East Coast, Midwest, and the Texas area. We're in like Meijer, Jewel, Big Y, H-E-B, Safeway, Albertsons, Giant, Tops, Lucky's, Whole Foods in Florida. So we're in quite a few, and we're still growing. We're going into ShopRite. Where else are we going into? Rouse's. We're going into. So we're getting there. This is just the beginning of our third year, and as any business owner out there will know, it takes at least 5 years to be full coverage. So we're getting there. We're right on schedule.
So people just at all these places, they sample it and they're like, we need this stuff, and you're the only ones doing it.
Yeah, right now you walk into the supermarket, not into the refrigerated sets, but in the middle, where you used to get all the almond milks and stuff before they went refrigerated. It's in a bright yellow container. It looks like a brick standing up, those containers. You can't miss it. It's in chocolate, strawberry, and our original banana. Last 2 years from the day we manufacture with no chemicals at all. All the magic is in the packaging, just like everyone else's. And, you just refrigerate it before you drink it because, again, I like it cold. You don't have to, but I do. And then once you open up, it lasts 10 days, and the stuff is amazing.
How now? It lasts 10 days because you're not preserving it. That's just the natural time of the banana.
There's no preservatives in it. Once you open the seal, the magic, so to speak, of the packaging is gone. And it's the same as everyone else's, too. The almond milks, the oat milks, they're all the same. It's all the same packaging. So we all have that same long shelf life, and then once you open it, you open it.
What's the deal with that packaging? You're talking about the boxes, right?
Yeah, it's the new technology of a can, really. So instead of having a rigid metal can, they've basically figured out how to metal line. I'm not sure what kind of metal it is, or tin foil or whatever. I don't know. But they line it on paper. So these machines fold it just like a potato chip bag or something like that. And they're able to do it with flexible packaging as opposed to a can, and use much less material, and the rigid part is all paper. So from a recyclable point, it's a great product for the globe, so to speak.
That's it. And now anything with any plans for any different fruits, or you're going to stick with just bananas?
I think we're going to stick with just bananas. We did, which I can say now because we're coming out with it in a couple of months. We finished the development of it, but right now we have, the banana, which I mentioned, and then the chocolate banana, which kind of tastes like if you were like take like melted chocolate and drip it on a banana and eat it. Well, that's kind of what it tastes like. And the strawberry one is basically half strawberry, half banana. So if anyone likes strawberry banana, that's the way to go. But our new one, which we're coming out with shortly, is a mango banana. And I got to tell you, for me, I think it's the best one of the bunch. It's super delicious. It's so refreshing. And I love tropical fruit. So for me, that's my favorite. But everyone has their own taste. A lot of people like the strawberry. A lot of people like the chocolate. And
What's
it's just what you like. It's your preference. But this one is amazing.
Tell us about because people are going to be positioning this against almond milk probably. What is the advantage? Are there advantages? What's the comparison between almond milk and banana milk?
So it's really just two different products. The almond milk in general, no brand specific, they're like 98% water, 2% almond. So to me, it's a thickened water that's got some almonds in it. And it's the same with oat milk and all those other ones. So what we did is we took a really thick, creamy oat milk, which we make from scratch. So you get a lot of oats in there. And then our product is 25% banana. So it's loaded with banana. It's not 2%, it's 25%. And then the oats, and then we also add vitamins, which the other guys don't do. And then, we use high-end like Madagascar vanilla and so on. So it's a really nice product, and you can use it in your cereal. You drink it alone. You use it as a base for a smoothie. I've seen people just take the chocolate one, heat it up and put marshmallows on top. You got yourself a hot chocolate with the banana notes in there. It's delicious, and there's just so much stuff. Banana bread. You can do almost anything with it.
Now you can add it. You can add it to banana bread.
There's less versatility. There's less flavor. I don't know. Like the one thing that everybody says to me, and I get back a lot on our emails and things like that, is banana milk is the only alternative non-dairy vegan milk, so on, that they're like, oh my God, I love that stuff. I just want to have a glass of it, or I want to, they want it because it tastes good and it's great, and they crave a drink of it and they like it in the morning. Where, I can't remember ever waking up in the morning saying, geez, that was delicious. I want to go have another glass of soy milk.
Steve, Steve, we're out of time, but I just want to throw one more thing in. French toast. Add it to your French toast. Hey, Steve.
Yeah, French toast.
All right, buddy. Hey, great to talk to you, Steve Gellerman, Banana Wave. Check it out, I guess, at Whole Foods and other stores. Thanks so much for being on. Appreciate it. Thanks for being a lover of the banana.
Bananawave.love, L-O-V-E. So anyone check it out, go ahead.
Nice. Bananawave.love. Thanks, Steve. Take care, buddy. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for listening to The Bright Side. We'll be back at you tomorrow with more good health information. Have a beautiful, wonderful, awesome, spectacular day. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye for now.